Hello, so today's lesson we are calculating the circumference of a circle using a calculator. But for our starter, I'd like you to calculate the area of these three triangles. So try and remember that area of a triangle is equal to a half multiplied by the base multiplied by the vertical height of the triangle. So while you're working on those, just pause and we'll come back and mark our own. Okay, welcome back. So here's our answers. Notice that the first and third got lengths in centimeters, so we've got an area in centimeters squared. In the middle one, we've got lengths in meters, so we've got an area in meters squared. Okay, so to do anything with circles, we quite often use this number pi, which I'm sure you've heard of. This is it quoted to I don't know how many decimal places, but thankfully we don't need to remember that. If we were doing a question that was a non-calculator question, we would just use pi equal to 3.14. And our circumference, so this is the distance right around the circle. It's like the perimeter, but it's got a special name when it's a circle. It's just the diameter of the circle, which is the this line here going from one side to the other through the middle, and we just multiply them together, and that would give us our circumference. So, as I said, this is going to be a calculator lesson. So these are our calculators that we use, and to use pi, we press this shift button. Don't know what went on there. Shift button, and here we've got this button here, multiplied by 10 to the power x button, and this often gives us an answer with pi in it, and we don't want pi in the answer because we need it in normal numbers. So we just press this button here, this SD button, to give us our answer in normal numbers. So let's have a look at a couple of examples. So side heading examples. What would be the circumference of this circle? So let's remember our circumference, C, is equal to pi multiplied by D, our diameter. So we've got pi multiplied by 5. So we've got a diameter of 5 centimeters here. So let's put that into our calculator. So we're going to say shift to get pi, and then I'm going to multiply that by 5. I've got an answer of 5 pi, so I'm going to press my SD button, and my answer to one decimal place is 15.7 centimeters. So let's look at our next example. So again, we've got C, circumference is equal to pi times D, and so we've got pi multiplied by 8. So I'm going to use my calculator again, so shift my multiplied by 10 to the power x button to give me pi multiplied by 8 gives me 8 pi. So I'm going to press my SD button, and I've got to one decimal place 25.1 centimeters. So let's look at our last example now. So here we've been given a radius. So this is a line from the center to the side of the circle. So this is half the size of the diameter. So all we need to do is multiply it by 2. So going to start off exactly the same. We're going to say circumference equals pi multiplied by my diameter. So I've got here pi. So my diameter is 2 times my radius, so 2 times 12. So I'm going to put that into my calculator. Shift times 10 to the power x button, multiplied by 2, multiplied by 12. And I've got 24 pi. Press my SD button. And to 1 decimal place, I've got a circumference of 75.4 centimeters. Okay, now, so side heading, main task. I'd like you to find the circumference of all of these circles and give that to 1 decimal place. So while you're working on those, you can pause and we'll come back and mark our own. Welcome back. So let's have a look at the answers for these. So just again, marking your own. So while you're doing that, you can pause. Welcome back. Let's now have a look at our checking question. So the perimeter, so that's the distance around the outside of this shape, this semicircle. So obviously this part here, all the way here, would be half of the circumference of the whole circle. And then we need to add in that diameter there. Okay, so our first job is finding what the circumference would be. So that would be, pi times 10. Which would be 31.4. Centimeters. And we know we need to halve that because we've only got half of a circumference. So I've got 15.7. Then obviously we need to add in this here. So we're just going to, so our total perimeter is 10 plus 15.7, which is 25.7 centimeters. Okay, so thank you very much. I will speak to you soon. Goodbye.